these. I don't care what nobody says. You have no excuse. Do you want that to happen? I'm not even joking when I say this. Hi my lovelies, my name's Allie and welcome back to my channel. Now, as you already read in the title and seen in the thumbnail, in today's video, I'm going to be giving you the ultimate guide to surviving high school. But before we get into it, I just want to ask you to subscribe down below and quickly head over to my socials and follow me at aalyana. Without further ado, let's get on into the video. Now, I want to make a quick disclaimer. All of the tips that I'm about to share in this video are just my opinion. So don't get butthurt and you only have to follow what you want to. Now I categorize these tips by topics for y'all to make this video a little bit more organized. But before we even get into the categories, I have to tell y'all the first and most important tip of all. And now, I'm not even joking when I say this. Please, wear deodorant. We are too big, too grown to be out here stinking up the hallways. Please, I don't care if you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. You could be a college student, all I care. Put on deodorant. There are so many different types of deodorants nowadays. It could be the spray. It could be the roll-on. It could be, you know, they have the aluminum 3 ones now. You have no excuse. You really have no excuse. As long as you're not musty at 7 in the morning, then we are cool. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna get into the categories. So the first category I want to get into is the first day. This category is especially for freshmen and students attending a new school. If you're upperclassmen or if you've already been in the same building, you kind of know the layout. But if you're new, I want to set your expectations. Now, I don't want your expectations to be low, but I want them to be realistic. First things first, high school is not like the movies. I'm telling you now, you're not about to break out into a musical. There ain't gonna be food fights. You don't have to be scared about the jocks and the cheerleaders and this and the third. It is nothing like the movies. So please, don't think it's gonna be anything like that. Number 2, expect to be lost on your first day. Now, I know a lot of us may have amasiophobia. Yes, I looked that up. Those of you who do, don't be scared. Being lost is totally reasonable. You're in a totally different school with totally different people, and 9 times out of 10, that school is way bigger. So don't be afraid if you're lost. Look around and see if you can ask somebody for help. One way to help with being lost is to memorize your schedule, or even if you don't memorize it, have it in your camera so you can access it quickly. That way you at least have an idea of what room you're supposed to go to, even if you don't know where that room actually is. You don't want to be lost and to know what class you got. Tip number 3 has to do with icebreakers. Now we all know that we have to do icebreakers on the first day. I think it's just a thing for school, period, whether it's high school, middle school, elementary school. Icebreakers are just a thing that are kind of awkward, super annoying, and most definitely unnecessary, but we have to deal with it. My personal tip for that is to go first. Now y'all may be thinking, girl, that makes icebreakers 10 times worse, but I'm telling you, if you're like me and you overthink a lot, if you go first, you get it done and out of the way, and for the rest of the class period, you don't have to be anxious. Number 4, practice and memorize your locker combination. Now, me personally, I don't know what it is. I can't get the padlock open ever. If you're like me, then not gonna lie, just take the lock off the locker, to be honest. Or if you're willing to spend a little bit of money, there's these fingerprint locks on Amazon. I will see if I can link them down in the description. Literally, you just put your thumb up on it and it pops open. But for those of you who think you will be able to get the locks open, practice doing it so you can do it quickly. Memorize your locker combination as well. This way you don't have to go look on your phone and see what the passcode is every single time. You don't want to be late to class because of a locker. Okay, tip number 5, don't run in the halls. If you're late to class, not gonna lie, you're gonna have to take that L and walk. This is not track and field, and there's no reason for you to be bolting down the hallways. Are you kidding me? It's 7 in the morning. That's the quote of the day. Comment down below, hashtag it's 7 in the morning, because why are you acting stupid at 7 in the morning? Okay, so the next category is making friends and actually enjoying school. And yes, you can enjoy school. First of all, be positive. School is what you make it. If you have a negative mindset, of course you're gonna have a negative experience in school. It just goes hand in hand. Next, being the mean girl isn't a good look. I don't care what the movies show, the mean girls or the popular girls. No, be nice. There's no reason to be spreading hate in the world when you can spread love. And I'm not even trying to sound cliche, for real. Kindness can take you a long way. No reason to be mean. That brings me on to my next tip. Being cool with everyone does not equal being friends with everyone. Just because you're nice to everyone doesn't mean that you should be friends with them, because, newsflash, You can't trust nobody. That's my next tip. Don't trust nobody. Nobody should be knowing your business, point blank, period. What is your business, you may ask? One, your money. Nobody should know how much money you make, how much money you spend. Don't tell nobody nothing about your money. They don't need to know. Either A, they're gonna scam you, or B, they're gonna scam you. The next thing nobody should know is your love life. Who you like, who likes you, who you're dating, who you're... Which, mind you,
don't have sex, y'all.
I don't care what nobody says. Don't do it. We're gonna get onto that later on in the video, but I'm telling you now, don't do it. The last thing that nobody should know is your future plans. This might sound a little cliche, but don't let them know your next move, period. My next tip is to go to games. I'm telling you right now, football games and basketball games are one of the best experiences in high school. You get to go out and hang out with your friends. You meet so many new people, and all in all, it's just super fun. Friday night lights or basketball games against your rival school, like, it's just such a great experience. I highly recommend that you go to at least one game this year. My next tip is to join clubs and sports. For those of you who have a hard time making friends, this tip is a game changer. I personally believe playing sports is the best way to make friends. It's a good way for you to connect. You meet so many new people, and I'm telling you, your sports team becomes your family like this. I personally have met so many new people simply because I was a cheerleader. Not only is this a good way to make friends, but it looks good for colleges as well. If colleges see that you're participating in extracurricular activities, joining clubs, joining sports, they're really gonna like that. And if there's no club that really sparks your interest, create your own club. That is such a good way to show leadership roles, and it's a really fun thing to do. My next tip is to start conversations. This may be a little nerve-wracking if you don't want to seem weird and just walk up to somebody random. But if you're sitting in class and there's some downtime or it's a group assignment, don't just sit there and stare at each other. Be the one to start the conversation. You can literally talk about how much you hate the class. Boom. Conversation started. My next tip is to participate in Spirit Week. I don't care who says it's childish or boring or whatever. Spirit Week is so fun. Just get to dress up for a whole week. Like, why not? My next tip, and this is really important, stay out of drama. The same way nobody should know about your business, you shouldn't be worrying about nobody else's. Rumors spread like wildfire. If you try to get involved in drama and tell people your business and start interfering with other people's business, it's going to come back to bite you in the butt. You're about to be sitting in class and somebody's gonna come up to you and tell you a story about yourself that you didn't even know you did. Do you want that to happen? Because I personally wouldn't. Being in drama is not cute, it's not funny. My next tip is don't be mad loud in the mornings. If you want to be a bird, spread your wings and fly. But please, what's the hashtag of the day? It's 7 in the morning. Why are you yelling? Please save that till lunchtime or gym or something. Okay, so the next category is going to be grades and teachers. This category is super important if you're planning on going to college. So the first tip has to do with the syllabus. Actually study it. You don't have to memorize it word for word, but don't throw it away because it helps you to have kind of an idea of what's going to be going on in class. My next tip, and this is probably one of the most important tips when it comes to grades, do your homework. Me personally, I hate doing homework. As soon as I leave that school building, I don't even want to think about school until I'm forced to go back there the next morning. But there are so many times that you can get homework done, whether it's lunch, free period, study hall. Literally, when you have downtime in class, do your homework and do it on time, please. The next tip is it's so much easier to maintain your grades than it is to bring them up. Think about it like this. If you have a 95 in every assignment that you've done, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get a 70, your grade will probably go down to a 90, the lowest. But if you have all 70s and you get a 95, your grade's barely even gonna go up to a 73. It's so much better to keep your grades high than it is to have them low and try to fix them in the end. It's never worth it. My next tip is the grades that you get actually matter. I know a lot of y'all watching this may be freshmen and thinking like, girl, I'm literally a freshman. I have 3 years ahead of me. No. Colleges look at all of your high school grades. So don't just think that because you're a freshman, you can get out of this one. Do your work, do it well, so you can get a good grade and go to that dream school. My next tip. This is the most important tip ever. Be nice to teachers. You don't know how far respect will take you with a teacher. Imagine this. It comes to the end of a quarter and you have an 89 in the class. But you were respectful to that teacher. So now, boom, you got a 90. My next tip is to take AP classes if possible. I know some schools don't offer AP classes, but if your school does, and if you think you're capable of taking it, then take it. Now, if you know AP is something that you don't want to do, don't stress yourself out. But if you're just being lazy, girl, I'm motivating you right now. Go take the class and push yourself. Okay, so my next category is going to be boys and relationships. I'm going to start off by saying don't have sex. I said it before and I'm saying it again. Don't do nothing that you're going to regret. And now,
if you have had sex, I'm not shaming you in any way, girl. Your body, your choice.
But for those of you who haven't, try to protect your purity. Now, for my freshmen and my sophomores, I'm telling you now, don't date the upperclassmen. I don't care how they try to smooth talk you, how tall he is, he's mature, he's this, that, and the third. No. There's no reason why an 18-year-old should want anything to do with a 14-year-old. Upperclassmen are just gonna do you dirt, and they're literally not gonna benefit you in any way. Don't risk the heartache. You'll probably already know for yourselves, but literally 99.9% of guys, especially at this age and in this generation, don't want nothing serious. So please, don't get your hopes up. It's so stressful for a guy. Focus on school. Girl, you have your whole life to find the one. Don't get stuck up over a scrub in high school. Okay, so my last and final tip has to do with preparation. First things first, get mad pens and mad pencils. I don't know what it is about the high school air, but it be making pens and pencils evaporate. I'm telling you, you will start off the year with 100 pencils and end with -3. I didn't even know you could have negative pencils. The last thing that you want is to have a pop quiz and you have no writing utensil. My next tip is to bring a water bottle. Being hydrated is so good for your body. It can clear your skin, it can clear your intestines, and most importantly, you literally need water to live. You don't want to be stuck having to spend $2.50 at the vending machine every single day. Get yourself a nice reusable water bottle. You can even get the ones with the cute little timestamps on it. Fill it up in the mornings and bring it to school every day. My next tip is to pack an emergency kit. I'm actually going to drop a video soon on what I pack in my emergency kit, so stay tuned for that. I definitely highly recommend bringing an emergency kit because you just got to stay prepared, you know? Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. My next tip has to do with food. I don't know about y'all, but me personally, I be starving in class. So my tip to you is to either pack a snack or even pack a whole meal. That way you can snack a little in class. I'm definitely going to be packing snacks this year because one thing about me, I get hungry so quick. Okay, so that is pretty much it for all my tips on surviving high school. But before I finish this video, I want to read to y'all one tip that my mom told me. Process you without the influence of others. You're still figuring out yourself, so don't lock into others' ideas of who you are. Because if you take on someone else's identity, it will be uncomfortable. At the end of the day, you need to be yourself. Fake personality will attract fake friends. So those are my tips on surviving high school. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And if I forgot anything, leave your tips down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Toodles!
I told the world cause you can see it in my eyes. The other shotters in the town are praying for the lion's demise. To the roof of the coupe, let's see the sky. They thought I'm sweet and I'm a rapper, let's sky.